Saturday morning and I'm waiting for Ambrose to get up. This is the usual gig. He loves to sleep. And I was up with the birds, 5 o'clock. Well, the cat who meows at my door. And I think, oh well, I'm already up. Give him his food. I don't like to think of him being hungry. I'm a feeder. Yeah. We're going cerebral this morning. But I am flirting with the idea of turning the power switches off and demolitioning this wall, that partition wall in the bathroom. It makes me think of the topic of the day, which is impulsivity. And I've been watching back some of these vids thinking, gosh, you're coming across as kind of stern, direct, almost clear-minded, like you know your thoughts. But folks, it's not like that. I'm a mass of contradictions like everyone else. So don't for 1 minute think that I'm not impulsive and irrational and prone to extremes at times. It's probably only fatigue and being smacked on the nose which calms me down. My job, my child, they sort of smooth off your rough edges, don't they, like a river stone, lock you into routines and structure, which is good for me because I'm a bit of an artist by nature and I would fly off in artistic directions. So today I'm thinking stock markets. And when I started the stock market, probably when Ambrose was in prep, kindy, because I was thinking, righto, I got to hustle, invest for long-term growth. It's so much fun. It really is super interesting because like anything in the financial world, it's not just numbers. It's not cold. It's not clinical. It's 100% about your risk profile, what your tolerance is, what your goals are, what your values are. So I've noticed a bit of a trend. In my first year, I just went crazy with not having ChatGPT or any sort of reliable, centralised, I guess, system of understanding what I was investing in and what all these numbers meant. EBITDA, BITA, moats, all this stuff. It's really interesting. And so I just sort of went a fair bit on gut instinct. I had investment in shares like Apollo Caravans. I was thinking that baby boomers were all going to retire soon. They're all going to be buying caravans and travelling around. None of this is wrong. I don't not believe any of it, but that doesn't mean that I didn't sell all these different companies that I originally started out with and just calmed down and just kept steady. Went a bit safer, I think COVID hit and that scared everybody, didn't it? And I won't get into the whole Trump sort of impact on all of this, but it's interesting. The Chinese versus the West and all that kind of stuff, but definitely computers is the go. And you're supposed to have diversification in your stock portfolio, so a little bit from all the different, a number of different sectors, so to speak. And so I did a fair bit of that in the very beginning. I don't like ETFs, they're boring. I like wild cards. I like individual companies and sort of backing what they're about. Had lots of random things in the beginning. Know nothing about your iron ore, stuff you dig up out of the ground. So I've had to learn a bit about that. And I think I even had a company that was sort of into phosphates or fertilizer and sort of technology to make farming the most efficient, and soil quality and all that stuff. I definitely have roots in environmental. I was president of the Environment Club, and I do most definitely have a green heart, you know, green energy, sort of save the planet sensibility from my youth. But you get away from it a little bit when you get into adulting and just hardcore commitments, don't you? So a lot of my shares kind of ended up over the years streamlining into tech and med tech. I have to have a few med tech shares because I'm such a I've got such an interest in medical technologies and pharma, what it can do for us. And just as I'm just starting to get a little bit back into the what you can dig up out of the ground, what you can harness, you know. And I want to know, yeah, what the clean energy advances are going to be, how to get in early. I've got, and this is not, I'm not going to tell you any companies or anything. I don't think anyone's ever going to follow my advice on shares. But just out of interest, play along. I've just got into uranium. Australian shares, because my Aussie shares have been up to shit and I haven't known really what to do about it. I had to sell at a loss a few things. Trying to get in early on the uranium. All my shares are long-term growth, right? 7th of December 2033, 2 o'clock retirement. And I need to I can't draw down on my super for about 5 years, so I need these shares to get me through that 5 years so I can retire early. And then I've got some super if I'm still alive. Ambrose will do all right for himself. He's just woken up. Hello, darling.
Hello.
And, of course, I've got blood plasma, immunoglobulin, Australian shares because we've got a bit of a moat on that. A moat is not like strong competition. There's not hundreds of companies in on this. So we've got a bit of a... We own it. I'm trying to get into some green hydrogen. So uranium, green hydrogen. Yeah, we'll see if that's going to take off. And I'm such a believer in this next product because I've used it myself. It's the green whistle. And when I had, gallbladder attacks, they were bloody awful, and the ambulance give this whistle to you, and it's a non-opioid. So we know that, America has this incredible opioid addiction crisis. They're trying to sort of get through the FDA, but it's being blocked at a lot of directions. I guess I can see why. But Trump's just done a 100% tariff on pharmaceuticals to try and boost the local industries. So that's okay. That's what I mean by long term. We've got to ride the wave of this. But I've long held on to those shares in hope that this product will go gangbusters, but it's taken a lot of patience. And I've more recently got into graphite, which is what they need for lithium-ion batteries and things like that. So the only reason, again, I sort of follow a lot of what Trump's up to lately because he will block China, which will then give another company an in to grow. So I don't know. I just go on these instinctual sniffs. I probably should be a little bit more careful with my numbers, generally in industries that are predicted to grow. So just speculative. They could go all over the place. I'm right on to quantum physics at the moment. I'm getting right into the quantum physics. So I'm right into cyber security, cloud infrastructure, even though I 100% don't even understand how to store my photos and where they've gone. It's a nightmare. Edge computing, what even is this? I don't know, but I'm into it. And then your big, your companies like Tesla and, anyway, I said I wasn't going to talk about companies, but, your social media, virtual reality, artificial intelligence sort of combos, and then Tesla's, vehicles, energy storage, autonomous driving, software and mobility. So I have just a sniff of an understanding what these things are, or I read up on them in depth and then forget it all because it's a totally different language to an old duck like me. And then I've got just a bit of, I suppose it is a med tech, which is hallucinogens. So they've got everything in the works, coming through the clinical trials for severe depression, anxiety, and this maybe even like a medication for autism. How weird's that? Your shorts are on inside out, love. And so's your shirt. Yeah, so hallucinogens is interesting. I missed the marijuana sort of boom. Got in too late on that, but I think I got in at the right time on these hallucinogens. And there's some cool shows on Netflix about the benefits of all the microdosing and stuff. And obviously I'm in the mental health trade, so I'm very curious about all that. But humans being what they are, the drugs will always jump out of the labs if they make you feel good. So it'll probably run amok still. So Ambrose just asked me, why would I invest when I haven't got any money? It's a complicated answer, and children, I believe, shouldn't be too involved or bothered by things like money. I certainly don't tell him what our resources are and give him any numbers, but it's not his business. I'm the adult. But at the same time, I definitely will be getting him financially literate as early as possible. We're already doing all the early stuff, teaching him how to budget and manage money and understand delay of gratification. And so he asked me about shares, but I don't even know how I would start to explain that to him when he's interested in breakfast. That might be a car talk, so stay tuned. All right, kiddo's awake. Better go and focus on him and just the basic clean-up around this house. And we'll see how far my impulsivity takes me today and whether I start tapping on that wall, peeling back a few things. That's a bit scary, isn't it? I haven't completely got the plans organised through the draftsman or a builder about what I'm doing in that bathroom. It's doing my head in. I just need someone to give me the green light, bit of direction. But again, I guess we would call this a therapeutic wait. All right, guys. Have a good weekend.